We're going to listen to what Michael Wilbon states about the LeBron James 76ers situation. And I think he says it almost perfectly, but you all let me know what you think. So here it is. I'm going to roll the tape.
To one of our favorites, Michael Wilbon is here. You know, I feel like we're gonna use the process. The process. We've been trusting the process for a long time, but it's now taken on like a new chapter. So
Yes.
how long of a process do you think this is actually going to be for LeBron and the new teammates and the organization for them to actually reach the potential that is there on paper?
Nicole, this is not just add water, collect the Larry O'Brien trophy. And not to me. I hear some of my dear friends and colleagues suggesting otherwise. They're going to be a contender. We know that. The talent and the know-how, just the basketball IQ of LeBron and Jalen and Nick Nurse, all those guys have rings, by the way, and Tyrese Maxey, as young as he may be. All that's fine. It's going to work in their favor. But let's go back a little bit. Let's go back to 2010-11, when LeBron James is at the height of his physical powers, the absolute height. He's playing with Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade. None of these dudes Dwayne Wade. Those guys each played 76 games or more that season, and they did not win. They lost to Dallas, a team that nobody really had winning a championship that year. And so the point is not that there was something lacking in Miami and LeBron and Dwayne Wade and Bosh, and they went on and they won twice and got to yet another finals. That's not the point. The point is this is difficult. And even with Nick Nurse, and you've got a ringmaster there who knows exactly what he's doing, this is going to be hard. You're taking guys with great usage, and you're going to have to ask them to occupy new roles and be great in them and be healthy, Joel Embiid. And that opens up a whole different set of issues about Embiid and health and how much is he's going to be able to be the Joel Embiid we saw in the playoffs that really made Philly go last year.
All right, so with that being said, then, who on this team, whether it's a player or Nick Nurse specifically, has the most responsibility and may end up feeling the most pressure from the fans to actually make this marriage work in Philly?
Michael, that's the easy answer for me. It's Joel Embiid. Nick Nurse, who we mentioned, has that ring. Jaylen Brown has that ring.
Yeah.
LeBron has several of those wings. Tyrese Maxey has time at whatever he is, 24, to get a ring. Joel Embiid, you know what he's played in the last 3 years? I'm not going to put these in order, but I looked up the numbers just a minute ago. He's played in like 38, 19, and 39 games the last 3 years. If Joel Embiid is not that dude we're watching on the screen right now come April 15 and able to do that until June 15, they're not winning anything. They're not beating the Knicks. They might not beat Detroit. I don't know. There are other teams in the East that are better. With Joel Embiid, Philadelphia could beat anybody. I think we all agree on that. But why would you presume that Joel Embiid, who's missed more than half his career?
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm not one of these people who thinks that there's some slacking or fake. I'm not. The rigors of an 82-game schedule, which are really 100 games when you take into account the playoffs and preseason, the rigors of 100 games, everybody's body, Bill Walton, could not stand up to that. And so I don't know if Embiid's can or not. But if he can't stand up to those rigors, you see Philly winning without Joel Embiid being the best of Joel Embiid for an extended period, it's hard for me to see that.
If you're still here, please follow, subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, drop a comment. So, like I said at the beginning, I agree with Wilbon, but with one caveat. But let me say this. When you break down what the Sixers have now versus what Miami had back then, they have a better crew. They have a better five. Because Bosh and Wade was kind of going downhill. If my memory serves me correct, Bosh, I think Bosh was kind of sick, even though he was playing. But you got healthy Maxey, healthy Brown, healthy VJ, healthy LeBron. And I think LeBron is smarter than he is, smarter now than he was back then when he was with Miami. But this is where I kind of disagree with Wilbon about Embiid. He need to play the last 40 games for them to gel and make the adjustments needed. If he can do that, they will go into the playoffs. And I don't think the Knicks can stop him, because who's going to handle Embiid? Towns can't. Philly is not going to be able to stop him. So I think, I'm not saying it's going to be a cakewalk. It may be 4-2, 4-3 in Philly favor, but I think Philly will beat them and go on and win the championship. And I think they will, JR. And yeah, Embiid hasn't talked to Brown the last I heard, but I think LeBron is that dude that's going to get all that squash, because Embiid seems to like James. And so I think James gonna squash all that foolishness, if it's really foolishness. It might not be. He just might not want to say anything yet, or he might want to say it in person. Who knows? But hey, with that said, thank you for taking time out of your time. See you all on the next one.